I teach is actually Aseman astrology. So just to explain what it is, it's a system created by my mentor that encompasses Greek philosophy, shamanism, esoteric practices that are translated through the language of astrology. We all carry all of the signs because we're energy. We're like one big sum of everything. But the way that energy plays out in life is different in different areas of life. So the whole idea is to understand how do I best use my energy and how do I connect with all of these different areas in my life. So again, it affects our the way we act, the way we think, the way we feel, the way we process information. So it's very, I would say, yes, much deeper than just labeling somebody Taurus or Leo. It's fun, I would say. Sometimes it's fun, but it can also get offensive or prejudice. I would agree with that. So, but because we live in a dual reality, we have the choice of, once we have the awareness, let's say a Taurus in your case, once we have the awareness, to play on the lower vibration or rise up to the higher vibration. Because let's say on the lower vibration, a Taurus can be very greedy and lazy and slow to move and very stubborn. But then once we move to the higher vibration, a Taurus is somebody who can give a lot of stability and a lot of grounding. Because Taurus is also very grounded, very earthly connected sign to the senses. The world can project on us things, but that's why it's important when we know who we are, then we're less influenced by the way people describe and like to label us. And we know the truth that we carry. Again, it comes down to personal choice, but we need to have the awareness. When we don't have the awareness, there's no stupid or smart people. They're not bad or good people. If we speak about division, there are people that are aware and people that are unaware. So the goal is of those who are more aware or have a higher consciousness and awareness is helping those who are not there yet to evolve.
Because evolution is the goal.
And that was the whole purpose of today's topic, is that we're souls. We come from this vast pool of souls waiting to come and try this 3D reality. And then sometimes you think, why did I sign up for this? But we came here, we're chosen to come here on this earth to learn. So, because when we are born, we come into this 3D reality, but when we die, we return back within. We don't go outside of us, we come back within. And that's when we start experiencing death, which we'll speak more about next month. But when we cannot find the peace within, we don't know, we fear. When we don't know where we go, we fear. When we find the peace within and know who we are and we connect to that self, we always know that that's the place we come back to find grounding. That's where we return. Yes, we're souls, we're incarnated in this lifetime. For those who don't believe in reincarnation, we're born in this lifetime for self-actualization. The highest point of the pyramid is self-actualization. That's our highest need. But that need is only possible to be accomplished through our reflections or through partnerships. We live in this dual reality, so we need those reflections to give us back information about us. That's why I'm not a fan of this concept, love yourself, love yourself. Yes, you can create more awareness about what you need and what works for you, but you cannot do it simply by yourself, on your own. You need somebody. For example, we meet people, some people we really like, they're super charismatic, like we connect to them right away, and there's people that just, for some reason, we just don't like them. The people that we like so much is because we already learned those lessons through them. We like our reflection in them. In a sense, we're all selfish, yes, but it always comes back to us. It's easy for me to speak with you because I learned those lessons, and that's easy. But the people that we don't like, that's where our lessons are. Because they reflect back to you parts that you might still not be aware of and you still might not have integrated within you. That's more on the psychological perspective, since right now I see people speak a lot about the topic of narcissism and victimhood mentality. Usually people that consume this content about psychology and relationships. The thing is, we all carry these aspects within us. Usually when we start blaming, it's something that we still haven't integrated within us. Like I can call somebody who is, let's say, very self-centered and focused on what they want. I can call them selfish. And sometimes I'm mentioning this because it can happen with Tauruses. Tauruses normally can get labeled that you're selfish, yet usually show up in the life of such people so they can start focusing more on themselves and asking questions about what gives me pleasure. It's not about me calling you selfish because you're focused on what you like and what you enjoy. It's the reflection. So that person who is pointing the finger, it's like, okay, what do I need to integrate right now?
What lesson can I learn from this person?
Can I learn from this person? Yeah.
Okay.
Because when we're open to learn through our interactions with people, the child within us, it lives. We're curious, we learn, and that's our whole purpose in this life. This is what we need to start becoming consciously aware of. What is that information teaching us? And it also helps to communicate with people. It's like, in that situation, this is how I feel, but what is that telling about me? And then through coming to this realization, we get to the point of self-actualization, but not through compromise. We cannot compromise with who we are. You're given this life that you're here to live out, and you have space for a specific partner. When you compromise, you fill that space with compromises, and you never leave room for the right person or the right job or the right friends to take place, because you're always live in a compromised state. And when you're compromised, you cannot find fulfillment. Let's say everybody likes to eat pizza. And what the Matrix does, or friends or society, there is this really hot pizza spot right now open in downtown Manhattan. And everybody goes there, has the best reviews on Yelp. So you run there to that pizza place and you go there, you already probably waited 1 hour to get in, and you get the menu. On the menu, there is pizza, excuse my language, with shit on top of it, and there is calzone with shit inside of it. Which one do we choose? Nothing.
Right. Because we don't eat pizza with shit in it.
That's not my flavor. Even if everybody likes it, even if everybody tells me it's the best pizza place, even if I waited 1 hour to go there, I don't take it because it's not my flavor. I don't want to eat shit. I don't make compromises with my taste. I leave, thank you very much, goodbye. I'm gonna keep on looking, and I'm gonna find a pizza place that I enjoy to eat. And this is what happens in life too.
Yeah, you settle for shit.
We settle for shit because we're taught there is no other option, so that's the best one. It pulls you in of giving you foul choices and options. And the whole goal is to be aware of what works for us. That's why astrology is a helpful tool. It carries energy that guides us, that we should not compromise, but we should look for what works for us. And if we don't find it, not to fill in the space, we use compromises and fillers because we fear that there is nothing, we're not worth anything else to take place there.
This idea that I'm gonna be with this person for now. They're not exactly what I want, but they just like they fit the bill for a little bit. I've been told, or this idea that like by doing that, we're telling the universe that we want this and not what we ought to. Like how, I guess, what's the impact of settling, I guess, on an energetic level? I don't know if I'm making sense.
First, we need to start being transparent with ourselves, because sometimes we do get involved with people, let's say for different reasons. Roommates to help us pay the bills. Sex partner, or just somebody we sleep around with. Just to not be lonely, somebody I speak with. But if we start being very clear and transparent with ourselves, a partner is a person where my mind, my emotions, and my physical body is present with them. And wants them. If let's say if I'm just sleeping with this person, let's say we're having sex and there is great chemistry, but we are not mentally on the same level, we're not supporting each other and growing together, or we cannot communicate about things, we don't have a shared goal and purpose in this relationship, then that's just a sex partner. That's it. They're not my partner in life. Because then the soul, it's going to continue looking for that person that you want to be not just physically close with, but emotionally. And you need to be reciprocated. It's not about you just loving them. They need to love you back too. That's when you feel like you have a partner. It's reciprocated. And it needs to be communicated. It's very easy to fall in the illusion especially when we have very heightened sexual chemistry. Because we get into our mind of like imagining what it could be like or what we should be like, but we rarely really communicate, where do we stand? What is this? And sometimes we fear to even hear back the answer, because the person could say, sex is great, but like I have no feelings for you. And it's not comfortable truth. But then you ask yourself a question, why would I stay in that dynamic? Or, for example, if you can separate your emotions and you know that you're there just for sex, you're very clear on where you stand. But let's say you have feelings for this person, why would you invest your time in someone and somewhere where it doesn't fulfill you?
Okay. And if you... This makes a lot of sense. And I guess if you do have, let's say, a sex partner or just someone that like keeps you company while you're awaiting that, is there some level of like distraction that comes with that? Like if I really want a mind, body, spirit connection with a person, and I'm doing this with someone temporarily, does that confuse, like even if I'm transparent, like this is just for sex or this is just for emotion for now, does that confuse the universe? Is it better for me to say no, I'm gonna wait out for that, or is it okay to like have this temporary snack?
The thing is,
tell me.
Especially, that's why it's important for us to see if the other person has the equal amount of investment in this. If not, we're continuously investing. So to respond to your question, yes, we are confusing ourselves. I mean, the universe is within us. We are confusing ourselves. It doesn't matter what your friend thinks, your parents think. It affects your relationship with you. Usually, let's say you meet somebody. If within 3 months you don't know and they don't know where you stand, leave them.
You don't stand anywhere.
You don't stand anywhere. And you might not want to face this reality, but like you don't stand anywhere. There is a reason why 3 months, the soul needs about 3 months to be able to see. Like babies. Imagine the soul. I spoke about this in a previous workshop. The soul is like a newborn baby. When the baby is born, we don't see. We sense, we feel things. And we have needs. So when we're hungry, we cannot communicate it. That's the soul. It's inert. It doesn't communicate. So it starts feeling anxious. It starts crying, complaining, because I want to be showered. I want to be fed. I want to be soothed. I want to be cuddled. It's our needs. And when a newborn baby needs about 3 months for its vision to start to develop. The same is with the soul. It's something we don't consciously realize on conscious level, but we need to put that same pattern into relationships. Where do we stand within 3 months? Where is that relationship going? If we're mentally, we don't have the same goals and visions. If you don't feel anything for me or I don't feel anything for you. If physically, intimately, sometimes sex is great, sometimes it's not. If we're not on the same page, some people might need intimacy like once a week, other people need 3 times a week. Everybody has different needs. If that's not working between us, then we need to move on. Our time is our most valuable resource. If we don't value it and protect it and invest it in things and people that fulfill us or give us that flavor, then we're pretty much telling the universe, I don't value myself. Time we cannot buy, we cannot return, we cannot reverse.
It's interesting how you speak about astrology as like it's a tool. The goal is self-actualization. We get there through relationships, partnerships. We need some guiding rails, some tools to help us navigate these partnerships, and that's what astrology is.
Yes. The Aseman astrology that I teach is about first understanding who we are. This is the two fundamental life questions for self-actualization. Who am I, number one, and number two, to accept myself. That's where usually it comes the challenge of accepting and integrating and living according to that discovery. But now you have to deal with, can I accept myself? Or should I reject myself? Because my family or my friends or somebody is not going to accept who I am.
Yeah.
The thing is, we cannot run away from ourselves. And what happens is when we reject ourselves or just don't find the peace within us, we start getting physically sick. Our immune system weakens. We can live, I'm not saying it's easy, but let's say we can live without a mother, a father, or sisters, people in life that even though they're close, that are denying our truth in who we are in essence. But we cannot live without ourselves. It's like that movie Walking Dead. It's like you're inside, you're dead, physically you're still there, but eventually that physical structure of bodies, they're also going to deteriorate.
Such a good metaphor. Yeah, you turn into a zombie.
Yeah.
You're alive, but not really, and then you start to decompose.
Yeah. And that's what depression is. Very deep depression. We can all have moments of sadness or grief or going through something difficult until we come to that awareness. But when we speak about very deep depression, that's the refusal of seeing yourself and being yourself. Deep rest of being somebody you're not.